verse 14. And Antius sent Lucas his brother, saying, Come to me.
Now we at Jasher, chapter again?
63.
Jasher 63, go ahead.
Verse 14.
Verse 14, read.
And Antius sent Lucas his brother, saying, Come to me with all thy men, and help me smite Zapho, and all the children of Kittim, who have destroyed my men. And Lucas came with his whole army, a great force, to assist Antius, his brother, to fight Zapho and the children of Kittim. And Zapho and the children of Kittim heard this thing, and they were greatly afraid, and terror fell upon them. And Zapho also sent a letter to the land of Edom, to Adad the son of Bedad, king of Edom, and to all the children of Esau, saying, I have heard that Antius of Africa is coming to us with his brother for battle against us.
So the Africans was looking to fight against Chittim and Zapho, who was in league with Chittim, which is parts of Greece. And I'm going to show you the geographical location in a second. That was the first time Esau was in Europe. So he sent a letter to his brothers to help him fight against the Africans, the Hamites. So now his brothers would have an entrance into Europe or Asia. Now, get what you're getting there. Let me show them this map here. I have a map here of Kittim. This little island right here next to Greece that my finger's on. That is the first time Europeans or Caucasians went into Europe. I'm telling you the time right now. It's in the 20th century BC. Is when they first started going into Europe. They did not start in Europe. Then they started moving their way up into different areas. Zapho called for his brethren to go into Europe, which is actually Asia, brothers and sisters. This is how they got into Europe. We are reading it. Read.
Jasher chapter 61, verse 12.
61 and 12. Read it.
And when Zapho the son of Eliphaz saw that Antius despaired of going forth to battle with the Egyptians, Zapho fled from Antius from Africa, and he went and came unto Kittim.
So he went from Africa, and he fled into Kittim. That's the first time they went into Europe. This is how Esau's children went into Europe. And when they heard of a war of the Africans going against the Grecians, or in Chittim, then Esau sent a letter to his brothers in Mount Seir and say, listen, y'all have to come help me fight. Cunning hunter. Eventually, the Europeans supplanted the Asians and started pushing them further into the areas you see today. And they really did this under Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Greek. That's when they was able to accomplish it. But what we're reading here is the beginning of Caucasian presence in Europe. See, you can't dispute these scriptures here. Now, there's more. There's more. The book of Daniel tell you about the beast that would come up when you read Daniel 7. You had the Greek Empire under Alexander the Greek. After Alexander the Greek, you had 4 generals that came out of him. Then later on down the line, near 33 BC, you have what we would call the Roman Empire. These are all children of the Idumeans. So when you see the word Idumea in the Bible, it's talking about Edom. It's talking about the same people who will be ruling at the end of the world. Hope you follow me here. Now, that leads us to Antiochus and Epiphanes. Antiochus Epiphanes, you're talking to his time near about 100 and some odd years before Christ would come on the scene. He comes in. He destroys the temple. Before the temple is built again, he destroys the temple. and start setting up other nations within the temple in Jerusalem, leading to the Herodian dynasty, where Herod would circumvent and get a position over the Sanhedrin and become governor over our people. This is the first time you would have a European descent who was married to an Israelite over the children of Israel. That's the first occupation where you have another nation ruling over God's people during the time of Herod. What did Herod do? Herod sent the wise men to find Christ, to kill Christ. That's part of the war, brothers and sisters. They didn't want Christ to come into this earth. Why? Because Christ was going to give the promises that was told to Rebekah concerning Jacob. Think about this. You can't have the chosen king that's prophesied to come in and give all rule to the brother. So he wanted them dead. He killed all the children 2 years back. Once he found that the wise men did not want to follow his rule and bring Christ, Yeshua, to him to be slain. When he seen that he was mocked of the wise men, he killed all the children 2 years back. Let's go to Revelations 12 and start at the first verse.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 1.
Read.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
The 12 stars represents the 12 tribes of Israel. I know some people don't like us talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. Listen, no one was complaining about the Jewish people being from Israel, even though there was no proof they were from there. Now it comes out where the true children of Israel is being identified. We are being labeled racist. When they're not racist, with them being the chosen and everyone else being lost. What's wrong with that picture? The 12 stars represents the 12 tribes of Israel, and we're here to tell you that the people in Israel are actually the people fighting against Israel. And we're going to prove it. Read.
Verse 12. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
There appeared another wonder in heaven. What's this wonder?
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads represent the 7 mountains of Rome. The 10 horns represent the European powers that would come out of Rome. And you notice it says red dragon. Red, Esau, Edom. He ate the red pottage, and therefore his name was called Edom, red, to show you this beast or this empire would be the Edomites. Read.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
7 crowns upon his head. What is that showing you? That's showing you that these people would have dominion. Remember when Isaac told Esau that there was going to come a time where the yoke will be broke off of them and they would rule for a time? Now we're speaking of that time where these people would eventually get rulership in the earth. They're in their rulership now. They have their crowns now. If you don't believe me, just look at what's going on in Buckingham Palace. Who have the crowns on? Who have the crowns? Prince Charles. What about it? What about it? Raise the volume. They can't hear? Okay, let's see here. One moment.